All right, guys, I'm going to show you how to remove a pulley on your OEM supercharger, but we're going to try and use one of these cheap Amazon pulley removal tools to see if they actually work. Welcome back to the Audi C7 Owner's Garage. We have here a fully stock supercharger with the OEM pulley. I've got this nice Amazon $20-something pulley removal tool, and we're going to give it a go on here. Now, I do have the APR removal tool, and it works perfectly fine. It's a little cumbersome, but they're expensive as hell. There's a Schwaben tool somewhere in a box over there. They all work, but they're really, really pricey. This thing is not very expensive at all. Hopefully, I got a little graphic to pop up here showing you how much it costs on Amazon as a filming of this video. So let me get this out of the box. We'll take a look at it. This looks to be an incredibly simple tool. It looks to be as simple as literally getting these set around the pulley, tightening this up, and then using this massive Allen key it came with to tighten it up and eventually pull this off. So first thing we got to do is move this little cap here off the end, which that might not work. Let's see if I got something a little bit stronger. Should just pop right off here. There you go. Let me focus. That might actually help you guys see how to do this. All right, we got that off, and you can see this thing has a little ball joint thing here at the end, or a little like bearing, whatever you want to call that. And that's going to go right in there. And if you have some grease that you want to put in here to kind of protect the snout, that's probably not a bad idea. All right, so I've got this Liqui Moly montage paste. Oop, and I'm dripping all over the place. This stuff here, I already took the cap off. Anyways, this is what came with my APR kit. I'm going to shake it up because it looks like it's separated a little bit. But in any case, I'm going to take just a little bit of this on a rag. Probably put too much on there. I'm going to tap it just to the end of this. Just get a little bit on there. And then I'm also going to put just a touch right there on the end of the snout, just to give a little bit of lubrication and protection, because it is going to be spinning on this thing. By the way, this grease stuff gets on you. It sucks getting off, so wear gloves. Don't be stubborn like me here. Okay, let's see how this thing works. We're going to line that up. We're going to bring this in until the pulley removal tool can line up here. And I'll show you what it looks like in regards to how I get this clamped on, because we don't want to do any damage to this pulley. Okay, so it took a little finicking, like messing around here, because basically what you have to do is you have to get these lined up on your pulley threads, and it's beveled on the back of this flat piece so it doesn't sit perfectly. But you have to make sure that's aligned with the center, and then that these are aligned with the threads. And you use the Allen key to tighten these down, and then here you need to use a 3/8 wrench to start tightening this bolt here, and that's going to start backing the pulley off of the shaft slowly. Now, I don't want to use a 3/8 wrench because I would like to have better leverage, so I got my 1/2 inch with an adapter on. I'm going to start working this thing off, and we'll see. Now, you're going to have to counter leverage this thing as you're turning it. We'll see how easy it is to do just with my hand here. Okay, here we go. Well, I can already tell this is going to be fun. You're going to wish you had someone to hold this down in the back. But let's see here. Oh, man. I feel like once you get it going, it should be all right. So with the other pulley removal tools, they have a counter hold where you can get an actual wrench on there, or a socket wrench or breaker bar, and you can actually counter hold. So let me see if I can figure something out on this. Okay, to give me better leverage, I've switched to a breaker bar, and I've got my pry bar here. This thing is on there. Let's try and do this. But this is going to give me leverage to counter hold it while I move the breaker bar around. I'm trying to talk to you guys while doing this. And you can see the supercharger wants to fight me the whole time too. But it is working. Slowly but surely here. So now it's starting to come a little bit easier. Now, one thing when you remove one of these pulleys and you have any kind of tool on them, when it comes off, it's going to have a tendency to just fall to the floor, and that could damage your pulley. So if you're worried about this pulley and you want to reuse it, I highly suggest you be ready for it to come off and catch it. What you can't see below me, I have a foam pad on the ground below me. I also am wearing sandals, so hopefully it lands on the pad and not my freaking shoes. But when I know I'm about to come off here, I'm going to try and keep this breaker bar in a position where this thing doesn't fall off. All right, now that it's moving freely, I'm going to move back to my 1/2-inch drive. That should make life a little bit easier here, or my socket wrench instead of the breaker bar. Honestly, I probably don't even need this anymore. And this will allow me to hold it when it comes off. There it is. It's off. Let's check to see if we did any damage to the OEM pulley. We're going to use, once again, the provided Allen keys to loosen these clamps up. Let's take a look. For the most part, actually, oh, no, there it is. Yes, it did do some damage. Okay, so this is good to know. If you look at this thing, it starts to bow out right here. You can kind of see the curve there. So this pulley removal tool 100% did damage to the OEM pulley by bending this out where they clamp on each side. So something to be aware of. Now, if you don't plan on ever using this thing ever again, then this is the ticket. Sure, yeah, you know, pennies for the dollar compared to, or pennies on the dollar compared to the other expensive tools. But if you're trying to retain the pulley you're removing, especially if you're trying to remove like a grip tech pulley, I 100% would not use this. It will damage your pulley. So keep that in mind. So that kind of sums it up here. Now, there are many different kinds of cheaper pulley removal tools you can find on Amazon and elsewhere. I will have this one linked below in the description in the pinned comment. Just make sure you know you do run the risk of damaging the pulley that you're removing with this thing. Once again, if you're getting rid of the pulley that you're taking off and you do not care, heck yeah, I would use this super cheap one. If you want to preserve that pulley and make sure there's no damage to it so that you can either sell it, reuse it, reinstall it, get one of the more expensive ones. See if your friends have one that you can borrow or anything like that, or just buy it if you have to. But yeah, for not too much money, it does the job, just doesn't do it perfectly. So if you found this video helpful, let me know in the comments below. Subscribe to the channel if you like. And if you want even more out of your experience, you can join as a paid member of the YouTube channel and get some cool perks there. DM me if you want to find out more about that. Otherwise, I will see you on the next video.